Hi guys, my name is Amanda.
And I'm Sophia.
And welcome to ZomBabes.
Where every theory is valid.
Except for Flat Earth.
Y'all can leave.
But watch the video first though, and maybe like it.
And subscribe.
We'd appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Dang, I had something that I was going to talk about, and I immediately forgot as soon as we hit record.
Story of my life.
That's really tragic, actually. I had such a funny thing to say.
Pussy, pussy, wee, pussy, money, wee.
I think that's what really distracted me. We went on this lovely little song.
Pussy, pussy, wee, pussy, money, wee.
Hey.
Pussy.
All right, we're not putting that.
No, cut that out. She might leave it in.
She's going to.
She will.
She loves the
Look
chaos.
at that side eye.
She loves the chaos. She really does.
We are just chaos though, so why not just be ourselves?
It's beautiful. A beautiful story.
So, what are we getting into today? What do you have?
Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
What?
I was going to talk about our shots of Rumble that we had right before we started this episode.
We both took 2 shots of Rumble. I'm feeling great.
Laura is a Rumble hater, and I really hope that they become a sponsor of ours because that's my homie.
I do like Rumble.
Love her.
She put me on.
I did.
And it's good. Laura's face. She's like, fuck no.
She looks like she's in pain. We took a shot of Rumple earlier, and she took a shot of tequila because she prefers that over Rumple and chased it with some Alani. I tried to chase my Rumple with Alani.
It wasn't good.
Poor decision.
It was not good.
The second shot, we just took straight to the dome, and that's okay.
Yeah. It didn't burn.
I mean, what do you chase with Rumple? Everything's horrible.
You chase Rumple with air, and the fresh mintiness is what you chase with.
It does feel nice and
it's
refreshing.
It's like 5 gum. How it feels to chew 5 gum.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Today's episode, no. All right, so today we are talking about the Mandela Effect.
Ooh, this is an interesting one. I'm so glad you picked this.
I figured I had to do something a little more positive after my last episode that I did a couple weeks ago. So today we are talking about a phenomenon that wow, I literally straight up can't read. Maybe I shouldn't be taking these shots a bit more. Today, we're talking about a phenomenon that'll have you questioning everything you think you remember. We're diving into the Mandela Effect, which is a glitchy little brain worm that has people wondering if they've slipped into a parallel universe or if their minds are just playing some really weird tricks on them.
I love that description, a glitchy little brain worm.
Yeah, wasn't that cool?
I love that.
That kind of goes off of your episode last week with the
Cotard syndrome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little brain glitch.
A little brain glitch. Or is it paranormal? Watch the episode.
You didn't see that episode. Go watch it next. Anyways, so we're going to start with the basics. What is the Mandela Effect? So it is when a large group of people remember something one way, like a detail, phrase, or even a major event, only to discover that reality doesn't match. And I'm not talking about a couple of people misremembering something. It's like millions of people that are convinced that they remember something completely differently from what is officially true.
Like the Bernstein Bears.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Berenstain Bears versus the Berenstain Bears.
I remember the Bernstein Bear.
I don't even know what I remember because I've seen that Mandela Effect so many times that I'm like, yeah, I guess.
Also the one with Fruit of the Loom with the cornucopia.
We're going to get into it.
I love the Mandela Effect.
Into it. But anyway, so it's like we fell asleep in one reality and then woke up in a slightly different one. The name Mandela Effect comes from a super specific and really bizarre memory mix-up. A huge number of people distinctly remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s. They remember news coverage, public mourning, and even speeches from world leaders. Plot twist, that never happened. Mandela was released in 1990 and went on to become the president of South Africa and lived until 2013. But many people were absolutely certain that he died decades earlier. So what is the truth, and where does memory start to go off the rails? So I'm going to go into some classic Mandela Effect moments that might mess with your head a little bit. Luckily, the ones you mentioned, I did not mention in this little synopsis, but So first up, Looney Tunes. Yes, Tunes. Tunes, not Tunes. Toons.
That's not right.
Like it should be cartoons, not tunes like music. But I mean, sure, like there's a lot of music and sound effects and everything, so that might be why it's tunes, but it's also like a cartoon, so why would we?
No, because I remember the TOO.
Right, but it's TUNES.
I swear the entire world switched timelines in 2020.
I kind of feel like it happened before that, like 2016.
I mean, I definitely feel like time isn't real, so it wouldn't surprise me if we switched timelines multiple times.
And all of this is just a simulation.
Wake up.
It's the first of the month.
I brushed my teeth, they got up.
Anyways, there's also Curious George. You know, our favorite little monkey. But here's the thing. He does not have a tail.
But he does.
He never has.
But he does, though.
And so many people swear that they remember seeing him like swing from trees.
Me, I swear.
I swear. On the Bible.
I swear. I forgot.
But also it's one of those things where it's like, he's a monkey. Monkeys have tails. So it might have just been something that your brain just placed there because...
I'm going to go with the government.
Okay. Yes.
They have something to do. They know something we don't. So let's get into it. What you have?
Another one is Pikachu. I keep hitting these wires, girl. But his tail specifically. I clearly remember Pikachu having like a black tip at the end of his tail.
Same.
But not anymore. Or actually, not ever. Pikachu's tail has always been solid yellow. But if you Google it, you'll find tons of people who remember the black tip, like it's burned into their childhood memories. And I did actually deep dive into this Pikachu one because that fucked me up so bad. And I saw a lot of people saying stuff like, well, you know, secondhand toys or whatever, like off-brand toys would have it with the black tip on their whatever to kind of like legally make this without being on the brand. But yeah, no, looking up pictures, history, scrolling through, the only color on his tail, there might be a little like shadow of brown at the base of the tail, but nothing at the tip of the tail.
That makes me uncomfy.
Yeah.
Truly, because I remember that very vividly.
Same. I would love to talk with my brother about this one actually, because he was a mega Pokemon nerd. We might be able to find his old Pokemon cards, and I bet we could find it.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, okay, if we are in a different timeline, is his old Pokemon card going to show the image that we see? Or that we think we know? Or is our brain fuck going to get fucked even harder? Another one, this is one that I just randomly discovered recently while we were having a conversation a couple of weeks ago.
What?
So, can I say the area that we live in? Or the museum?
I would say just the state.
There's a children's museum that I used to go to as a child. And there's this massive character.
That's crazy because I just went like a week ago.
I know. You're the one that made me realize that my brain was destroyed because when I was a child, I remember going into this character and you could see his heart and you could go up to his brain and you could see his intestines and you could crawl all through it. And then I think I went later in life, like high school or something, like I went with my best friend and her little sister or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you couldn't climb inside the guy at all. I think you could see the heart, but that was it. And there were no other entrances to anything else.
That's crazy because when we went, there were multiple entrances.
Exactly. So you're telling me about this when you go, and I'm like, no, I remember that that wasn't a thing. And I thought it was just like a false childhood memory that we could do that.
Mm-hmm. But no, I remember when I was little because we went in like elementary school. You could go in like everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was just like closed down for a little bit, but it's also one of those things where it doesn't seem easily blocked off.
You would still be able to see the entrance.
Right. I don't know. That one was something that happened to me kind of recently when she was talking about it. That really messed with my mind. I don't know if that's considered a Mandela effect, but if
Feels
y'all
like
know
it.
what I'm talking about, and the people that know, the people who know, let me know.
You know, I know, we know. Let me know.
If you know and I know and we know, let me know that you know. You know? Cool.
Take a shot every time she says no. Get on our level.
Oh, you should do the waterfall. You know the waterfall game where it's like a drinking game where, what is that?
It's a Never Have I Ever?
No, it's like a song. I cannot remember the name of the song to save my life now, but it's like every single time they say a specific word in the song, the next person starts to drink. And then there's like a big lapse of time when they don't say the one word for a really long time. And so the person that it ended on is like chugging their entire drink.
Oh.
Yeah, it's messed up. What is that game called? Whatever. It'll come to me later. If you know,
and I know.
Stop drinking now. Anyways. So what's behind it? Why are so many of us convinced we remember things one way only to find out that reality doesn't match? Some people say it's how our brains work. Memory isn't perfect. It's not like a DVR where you can rewind and watch the exact same thing. It's more like a patchwork of impressions, emotions, and fuzzy snapshots. Over time, we fill in gaps, sometimes with details that never really existed. Kind of like I couldn't remember the name of that song at all in that moment.
Yeah.
Memory sucks.
And also like criminal investigations, you know, if you're trying to get like an eyewitness account, the sooner you get the account, the better.
Well, and also making sure that the witnesses aren't talking to each other because their memories can then combine into something that is no longer
real.
Yeah.
It's not factual.
But that still doesn't explain why so many people misremember the same things in the same way. Why is it so consistent? So this is where things get weird. I mean, they were kind of weird the whole time, but buckle up because it gets weirder.
Buckle up and hold your emotional support, puss.
Can't hold it right now. Got the computer in my lap. But anyways, so some believe that the Mandela Effect is actually proof of parallel universes, like alternate timelines running alongside our own.
Wait, pause. The computer that confirmed that there's parallel universes? Hello?
I mean, I think we know that at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the name of that computer again?
I can't remember.
As you can tell, we're really learning things here.
Right. It was, I know this. It's Google's quantum chip called Willow.
Yep.
So some people say Willow proved parallel universes, but I think the Mandela Effect proved it. These are alternate timelines running alongside our own. The theory goes that when we experience the Mandela Effect...
I'm sorry. This made me laugh. I'm chuckling. I'm sorry. Okay, continue.
The theory goes that when we experience the Mandela Effect, we're actually remembering something from a slightly different version of reality. Maybe in one universe, Curious George did have a tail. And another, Kit Kat had a hyphen, because that's another one. Kit Kat being...
It did have a hyphen.
No, it didn't.
You don't remember that?
I do actually remember that, but based on every image that I looked at,
No.
It doesn't. Because that's the other thing. As I'm researching this, I'm like, nah, and I'm looking. But then there's some things where people created versions that they remembered. So you're seeing pictures and you're like, oh, that's it. But it's like, oh, this is what I think it looks like. And so they made their own drawing or creation. But whatever. Anyways, maybe in another universe, Nelson Mount...
Words.
Nelson Mandela really did die in the 80s. What if we're slipping between dimensions without even realizing it, and the glitches show up as these strange memory mismatches, like echoes from another version of ourselves bleeding into this one?
And it would also make sense because time has felt like it's moving so much faster lately.
But also so slow.
Yeah.
So we're going to go even deeper. What if the Mandela Effect isn't about parallel universes at all, but about time travel?
I like where she's going with this.
So if you think about it, what if someone went back in time, made a tiny change, and boom, history shifts just enough to where things aren't exactly how we remember them? Like, you know, all those stories of like the butterfly effect where one small action causes these huge ripples into the future?
I love your brain.
Thanks. Thanks so much. So yeah, imagine someone or something went back and altered the spelling of the Berenstain Bears. We wouldn't notice right away, but years later we start thinking, wait, wasn't it Berenstein? And then we're all stuck in this weird memory glitch that we can't explain.
That would make sense so bad.
So bad.
So bad.
And do you guys remember them being Jewish? Berenstein? That's a whole thing too.
I don't remember that.
And then now they're Christian.
Oh.
Aru?
Isn't that part of it too?
I have no idea. I don't know that part.
I don't know that either. I don't think I
She's
ever...
like, I swear to God, guys.
I don't think I ever watched it. I just remember seeing it.
I wasn't super into the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
Is it a show or a book?
Both.
Okay. I remember the book.
I remember the book too.
I don't know if this is right. It's just Google's AI saying the family wasn't Jewish. The husband Stan was Jewish and his wife was Episcopalian. Okay. Thanks. Why do cartoon bears need to have specific religions?
Christian nationalism. Sorry.
I mean, it could be one of those things where maybe in your childhood memory, you remember the mother converting to Judaism for the husband. But, you know, that doesn't go with the Christian America of today. And so maybe they altered that and they altered everyone's brains and the Men in Black came and erased everyone's memory.
Maybe they were always Christian. Maybe I'm wrong. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. According to Google and history, maybe you're wrong, but maybe your memory serves right. If y'all believe that the Berenstain Bears, when it was spelled Steen, were Jewish, let us know in the comments.
Quickly. Right now, actually.
But anyways, here's the real kicker. Back to my story. What if these shifts aren't accidents? And what if our memories are being deliberately altered? Okay, I knew I was getting somewhere with these Men in Black comments. On purpose by someone or something. So now we're getting into the real deep end of things, dive right into the pool. Mass memory manipulation, engineered reality, or timelines being rewritten like code. And what if the Mandela Effect is happening right now as you're listening? What if some of the things that I've said today aren't exactly how you remember them? So it's like we're all getting tangled into this invisible web of shifting truth. And the more we question our memories, the more unstable everything feels.
You're freaking me out.
Good. So every time we second guess ourselves, we're just staring into the void. And the void might just be staring back. Minty liqueur and Margaret. This episode is sponsored by your favorite minty liqueur. The minty liqueur that makes every bad decision feel like mouthwash. Whether you're exercising demons or just your dignity, your favorite minty liqueurs got your back with 100 proof peppermint chaos. Your favorite minty liqueur, because sometimes your ghost story needs a little breath mint. Please drink responsibly, unlike us. Now let's get back to the crime scene. So let's take a breath and ask ourselves, In a world where reality can shift, where timelines might be unstable, what does that really mean for us? Are we really in control of our memories, or are we just trying to make sense of a reality that's already being rewritten one glitch at a time? We might never get the answers, but honestly, that's part of the fun. The Mandela Effect reminds us that reality is more fragile and more mysterious than we'd like to admit. And the line between what we remember and what's real is thinner than we think. And of course, let's see what personal Mandela Effects people have been talking about on Reddit. My favorite part. So this one is from r/Reddit. Oh, I can't read. r/AskReddit. AU Spartan 37, 3 years ago. I Mandela affected my whole family once. Years ago, there was a football player on a rival team that always did a dumb celebration after he got a sack, and my family and I always hated it. One night, after he did it, my family started trashing the celebration, and I said as a joke, we're all going to feel terrible when we find out he's doing the celebration as a request from a Make-A-Wish kid. Fast forward to years later, and our team is playing that team again. The player got a sack and did the celebration. I rolled my eyes and I said, I hate that celebration so much. My mom instantly turned and said, don't say that. He's doing it for a sick kid. I actually like it. And I was like, what? No, there's no sick kid. My whole family then proceeded to argue with me. They all vividly remember reading articles about it, seeing special report segments before the game about it, and other information. Some of them even thought they knew the disease the kid had and even had extra details about why the kid chose that specific celebration.
Are we sure they weren't fucking with him?
They all had these shared memories that they were sure were true. I was floored by all of this and insisted none of that was true, so we looked it up. Not true. No kid like that ever existed, and they're still having trouble wrapping their heads around it. Turns out human memory is just not as reliable as we think. Edit. It was American football, and the player was Jared Allen of the Minnesota Vikings and his cattle roping sack celebration. This was maybe 10 years ago. So 13 years ago, as of now. So do you think that you can accidentally create a Mandela effect? Because that's what it seems like he did, is he made a comment and then all of a sudden everyone around him
was like, oh, that's real.
Right. Like somehow remembered that as a core memory, but also remembered all the reports and things. Like that's a little extreme. But maybe in a different reality it was. And those memories bled into this reality.
What y'all think?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
The next one I have, I did not take a screenshot of the name. I am so sorry. Oh, wait. Yes, I did. Haha. This is Trinal Rogue, 4 years ago. I have no clue if this counts as a Mandela effect or not, but I remembered it due to one of the comments I read. When I was a kid, I moved into a town and I started to walk my dog up near the field by my school. One day, about a year after moving, near the end of the school summer holidays, this father and daughter would be walking up to the field the same time as me, usually, so I got to know them quite well. They had moved there a month prior, and the daughter was going to be at the same school as me, just a year below me. I learned where they lived, and even got to the point where they'd invite me to their back garden when I'm walking past their house while they're getting ready to leave for the park. This happened a few times a week for a couple of months. One day, they didn't seem like they were coming out to the park, so I just went on ahead. Then, turns out there was a hot air balloon in the park, which was getting ready to lift off by the time I had decided to leave the park. On the way back, I spot a man in their front garden going into their house, and I shout to them that I'm a friend of their daughter and mentioned that there were hot air balloons in the park if the daughter wanted to see it. A man tells me that no one with the daughter's name was living at the address. Obviously, I got very confused as I know for a fact that this was their house, and I remember being in this garden I was in. So I say that I distinctly remember there being a father and a daughter in this house, and I say their names, and the man looks very confused. He says there was no one with those names that ever lived or even visited this address in the 40 years that he was living there. And says I must have mistaken his address for someone else's or something like that.
Is this paranormal?
I don't know.
Did you see a ghost? Did you hang out with a ghost?
I don't know. I left after that feeling extremely confused and double-checked the house. And a couple of days later, after it still being on my mind, I even, probably illegally, looked over the fence in the back garden to make sure it was the correct house. And it was. I never saw the father and the daughter again. And I never saw any for sale signs or anything whenever I visited their house. So I was fairly certain they didn't move. I even checked with my school after if there was a student with the same name as the daughter in the school, and they said no. Even now, 15 years later, I have distinct memories of walking with them and becoming friends with them. I don't remember their names anymore just because it's been a while. I remember the faces more than I do names. Whenever I pass by that house, I always get a strange feeling that no one else seems to know.
That's really interesting. I'm like, did you switch into a different timeline for a short period of time, or were you dead ass hanging out with a ghost?
Yeah. Well, because it's like, okay, that man was living there for 40 years and was like, nobody's ever lived here under those names. So did you just pop into a different timeline? And that's why there was a hot air balloon in the park? Was the hot air balloon actually an alien ship?
Alien abductions. You were abducted. They sent you back with a new memory.
Maybe. Pretty crazy.
That's interesting. That one's hard to wrap your brain around.
Well, and I mean, they did say, like, this might not be a Mandela effect, but it's kind of like it's similar. It's not like a mass memory that a lot of people remember, but it is something that, like,
they
questions whether memory is as reliable. But even then, how many times you hang out with someone? That would be like me going over to Laura's house one day and there's a random man that lives there.
And then Laura was never real.
That would fuck me up. Actually, so bad.
No, actually, dead ass.
That's great. I mean, it was only over one summer. I've known her for an extremely long time, so.
But yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Next story. Wizard Stan. Ooh. Just reminded me of this one today. When I got a job in a different city, very first day on the job. First day in the new city, I had no idea what to do for lunch, except that I knew I wanted to go and see what the new city had to offer. Driving along, I saw a big boy statue, a cartoony boy holding a burger over his head. Simpsons Halloween special did a parody on it, except he was holding a donut. Anyways, I see this big boy statue, and I knew this was going to be the place I was looking for. This is where I was eating. A tiny burger shack that looked like it hadn't had any work done since the 70s, called Sonny's, and it was amazing. I ate at this place a few times in my first few months living here. I always knew exactly where it was because you could see this 10-meter tall statue from various directions. Eventually, the office moved to a different part of town, and I stopped going. I found out a few months ago that it was being sold. What's going to happen to the Burger Boy statue? I asked someone. What statue? They replied. Turns out there was no statue there.
How can your brain can't make up a damn 10 meter tall. Please put a burger in our hands. But like, how can your
I'm like, if that's the way that you know how to get to the spot,
yeah,
it's like, oh, I just followed the massive burger.
Yeah, no, that's freaky because also, like, when it comes to driving, like, when you know where you're going, you don't remember roads and shit like that. You remember landmarks.
Yeah. That's like Zestos.
I know, because of the big ice cream cone.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if the fucking ice cream cone is not there next week, I'm gonna lose it.
Is Zestos still in business? I heard they were shutting down.
The one by my house to live.
Oh. Maybe just
so.
Maybe just the one on the other side. Anyways, so turns out there was no statue there. A few people say that they remember it. Maybe it was across the street or in front of a different store. Most people say that they lived in the area for... Hello?
Not you not having your phone on airplane. Yeah.
That might be why my phone was vibrating, is because it rang. Illegal.
Jail time.
Anyways, so a few people say they remember it. Maybe it was across the street or in front of a different store. Most people say they lived in the area for quite a while and are certain there never was a statue. I've used Google Street View looking at historic images from years ago, and as far as I can tell, it never existed.
That would fuck me up.
Why is my memory of this giant boy holding a burger over his head leading me towards deliciousness so strong?
That makes me want a burger.
Oh, can we go to Jack Brown's later?
I've never been there. What is that?
It's a filthy burger place. Oh, wait, but I cooked dinner. I can have that for leftovers.
Burgers?
We'll think about it. We'll see how we feel.
When the rumple hits, it hits, and we gonna go get the damn burger.
Yeah, because I can't lie. This pork that I'm making, it smells good, but it's a new recipe. So I don't know. It might suck.
It won't suck. It won't suck.
Yeah. So yeah, no burger boy.
But how could you make up a big ass burger boy? How could you?
But also, do you think? Nah, I got nothing.
I have a question. So the restaurant was called Sonny's, right?
Yeah.
I guess when I think of like a boy with a burger, that's Bob's Big Boy. You guys know that place? It's a chain.
No.
It is mostly on the West Coast, I believe, but it is like a giant kid with like a 50s hairstyle. And I don't know, was that person like
mixing them up?
Yeah, but they said they literally would follow it. So that's very confusing. But like, that's the first thing I thought of. You'll know when you see it.
Yeah, no, but I don't see the giant statue that's that tall. Like, there's little statues.
They used to be that tall.
Really?
Maybe I'm making it up, but I believe they used to be tall.
The brain to not
Well,
be
I mean,
trusted.
they're still taller than a human. Like, you see that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so tall that, you're in the city. What's 10 meters? I'm going to need...
It's close to 33 feet.
That's crazy.
So you would see that shit.
Right. I wish they told us what city. But that does kind of give the vibe.
But like she said, if you're
You
using
said it was called what?
to get there.
The burger places on the West Coast,
yeah,
called Bob's Big Boys, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't.
Well, but he literally says, I see this big boy statue.
Right.
Maybe his memory just merged it.
Bob's Big Boys next to the old
Sonny's?
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously not, because there was no figure that led him to Sonny's, even in historic Street View of Google. Alternate universe. Maybe in a different universe, it was a Bob's Big Boys in that city, in that spot. But they called it Sonny's. I don't know.
I wish they were descriptive of what this burger boy looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says a cartoony boy holding a big burger over his head. It adds up. Way to prove the Mandela Effect. I mean, the Mandela Effect isn't necessarily wrong because it's still not there and never was there, according to his memory. So, I don't know. Next story. See You in the Sun writes, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Zero's nose was a red light, similar to Rudolph's, not a pumpkin. I will die on this hill. The reason it ticks me off so much is because this isn't something I vaguely remember. I know every word to every song. I can recite this movie off the top of off the top of my head verbatim, and 0 was my favorite as a kid. I actually remember the exact moment I saw the change and thought, what the fuck is that? I've seen pictures online of merch and people's tattoos where 0 is depicted exactly as I remember him, so I know it's not just me. I know this is fucking her up so bad.
Mm-hmm. You can tell she's researching right
she's
now.
like violently typing like, because now if you look, it's like a jack-o'-lantern nose. And it looks really dumb to me.
Hold on, can I see?
Yeah. I'm looking it up for you.
She mad. Yeah, no, it was a plain red nose.
So, like, I kind of see images of both.
But no, I remember that vividly. That was a plain red nose, not a...
But, like, that's orange. And I just don't think the picture... Like, you see the jack-o'-lantern?
It did not have that whack-ass shit on it.
But then there's this one, but I don't think that's an actual... Oh, no, that one says that it's a jack-o'-lantern. It's just a bad picture. And there's toys with it as a jack-o'-lantern.
It was never a jack-o'-lantern. It was just red.
No. But I did do some research on this one, and they say that because of the quality of TV and all this other stuff, it might have appeared as like a reddish orange.
But it wasn't orange, it was just red.
An orangey red.
I will also die on this hill.
But they basically say, like, because the quality of TV wasn't really there, it appeared to be just a red nose, but it was because we couldn't really make out the full details that it was a jack-o'-lantern. Which I think is bullshit.
I agree.
But anyways, on to our last story.
What you got?
So, remember, this is dash underscore dash dash underscore 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 dot said. When I was 15, a family member pulled me aside to have a conversation about how I never had a boyfriend and that's okay. They went on to reassure me that they had lots of friends who were lesbians and being gay was okay, and that they would love me no matter what. I was so confused at the time because I definitely was not gay, but I appreciated the sentiment. Fast forward to being 40 and super gay. And that person was the only relative I have left. I don't It says I don't seem them that often, but I think it's I don't see them that often.
Yeah.
But I cherish the times that I do. I recently recalled that memory and told them how much it meant to me when I was figuring stuff out, to know that I had someone on my side. They said they had never told me that, and they were actually very homophobic back then. And only recently, within the last 10 years, have they had any gay friends. Again, I don't know if this is necessarily like Mandela Effect or if it's more like just a false memory. Maybe it was a dream you had as a child or something.
You thought it was real.
But then again, if this person didn't think they were gay, why would they be dreaming that?
Subconsciously.
Right.
Gay as fuck.
Yeah.
That one's weird.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, I guess like proud of whoever that family member was for no longer being homophobic, because ew. But crazy to admit that you were homophobic as fuck back then too. So
crazy to be homophobic.
Period.
Why do you care who people date?
That part.
Care who you date.
Worry about yourself.
Literally.
But anyways, so those are my stories.
Okay. We love the Mandela Effect. We don't, but we do.
Do you have any that you've kind of been thinking about? I know you mentioned a couple. You mentioned the Berenstain Bears. What was the other one you mentioned?
Pikachu?
No, that was the one I talked about.
You talked about Pikachu, Looney Tunes, Fruit of the Loom, the cornucopia.
Yes. So the cornucopia, I've seen so many renditions of it drawn up with the cornucopia,
Mm-hmm.
but so many. Well, I think Fruit of the Loom themselves said that there was never a cornucopia
And
in
I
their
vividly
logos.
remember
Yeah.
having Fruit of the Loom underwear
With a cornucopia on
with
it.
a cornucopia on it.
Yeah. I could have swore I talked about that. There were so many that I could have talked about.
Mhm.
And I kind of had to like dial it down so that it wasn't just
Yeah.
a million things. Yeah.
There's so many. Like, I feel like we're consistently shifting timelines. I feel like time is speeding up.
Mm-hmm.
The earth is spinning faster. What the fuck is it doing to our bodies? I feel like time is speeding up. Time isn't real. It's created. Like, it's subjective in a way.
Yeah.
Like, and we're switching timelines. Like, maybe we have a kick where time speeds up more and it switches timelines.
Can we switch to a better one?
Please. Put me in the one where she won.
T. And if you know, you know.
Actually, put me in the one where we have Bernie.
Ooh. Double T.
Bring back Bernie. Yeah,
He's around.
no. He's around, yeah.
He's still doing it, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
He won't run.
love him down, but that man is old and also realizes that when you get to a certain age, you shouldn't be doing this anymore. Go to bed. Did you hear that? Mine don't make as loud of a noise.
Fucking Clark it.
What?
Clark it.
Clark it. Clock it.
Yeah, no, I feel like we're consistently shifting timelines. Willow confirmed that there's fucking timelines. It would not surprise me in the absolute slightest. We don't know everything. We don't know what they're doing in that North Pole, that South Pole. We don't know what's going on. They know something we don't, and I don't like that shit.
Correct. So on a brighter note, what you got for our happier hour?
My happier hours is that we're about to go fucking eat.
Damn, I was about to say, my happier hours is we're about to go see this beautiful burger spot. Whoa, what's their burger of the day? It's special on Saturdays. Let me see. Quick pause.
And the burger of the day is...
Okay, you're going to drum roll for a second because I still got to load up my... I can't even type. I can't read. I can't type. Wow, 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 wow.
Bow, 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 bow.
Oh, I hate that.
What is it?
Today is the Krabby Patty. With crab rangoon dip, sweet chili sauce, and crispy wonton strips.
I don't like...
I don't love that one.
No.
So I probably won't get that one.
No.
Ooh, I did not think about the fact that there is a game today and it might be insane downtown. Although it could be the hour that people are recovering because the game's about to end. Or has it ended already?
To my knowledge, they're already at the bars. I just looked. Ooh, baby, I love your wing.
Get some wings.
Where are we going?
She wants burgers.
That burger does sound really yummy.
I'm like, honestly, yeah.
Bad Daddy's burger?
Oh, we got our asses handed to us.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't need to be at the bar. They need to go home and mourn.
They're still going to go out and party. Any excuse. Have you ever been to Bad Daddy's Burger Bar?
Yeah, it's okay.
No, I've never been there. I just heard about it.
It's okay.
It's out of downtown, so
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just throwing out ideas.
Yeah, no.
Mm.
It's JB's or nothing.
I'm scared.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching our clusterfuck of a recording. I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.